Just because Dirk is 7 feet tall and he's a great shooter, just because Kevin Durant is 7 foot and he's a great shooter, that don't mean all you other 7 foot dummies should be out there shooting jump. The NBA made a big mistake when everybody tried to model themselves after the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors had the three greatest shooters who ever lived. I would put those three guys up. They're the greatest shooters that ever lived. So everybody started shooting threes. And this is an amazing stat. There's 7 teams shooting more threes in the last 2 years than the Golden State Warriors. And we know the Rockets, they're an anomaly. But the notion that 6 other teams would shoot more threes than the 3 greatest shooters that ever lived, that's stupid and asinine. A couple reasons why I think it's stupid to play like that. Because number one, you take your size advantage out the game. Why do I want Karl Anthony Towns, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin? Why do I want guys who are physically bigger and stronger? Why did I want them out on the perimeter? That helps me as a defender. Instead of trying to stop one of those big guys in the post, they gonna shoot jumpers. And listen, let's be realistic. How many great big guys, jump shooters there are? Now, you have to, Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, those guys are an anomaly, but I'm talking about big guys. But I don't understand why you would take your physical advantage away. Because number one, now big guys don't even get in foul trouble because they're out on the perimeter. One of the weaknesses of Joel Embiid's game, he's one of the most talented players we have in the NBA. If I'm going Joel Embiid, I'm on cloud 9 and he's shooting threes. I can't stop him in the post. He's going to draw a double team and get you wide open threes, or he's going to get you in foul trouble. But when he shoots threes, I guarantee the defender's like, man, that was so easy. Because like I say, the worst thing about it, none of these, you ask any coach or any player, there's never going to be a great 7-foot, not named Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant jump shooter for a big man.
I like to tell people jokingly that I am the reason that big guys do not want to play in the paint anymore. Before I fell in love with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Too Tall Jones, and Mean Joe Green was my guy. So when I came to the game, I realized that I was good, but I wasn't that good. I was okay, fundamentally sound, but I had to create a niche. So my niche in high school, I was taller than everybody. Okay? My niche in college was long, athletic. Wasn't really a lot of long and athletic guys. Big guys were hot at the time. Maybe you can be the first pick. There's 2 other guys, Alonzo Mourning and Christian Laettner. Now when I get to the NBA, I'm like, damn, David Robinson runs faster. Patrick Ewing shoots better. Akeem Olajuwon has all the moves. I'm stronger. Let me beat these guys up. Let me beef up. I saw guys stay away from battling me. The game plan would be, we got to bring Shaq out. But the more physical I became, I just seen all this other centers do this. They just slowly keep doing that. Keep doing that. And now, 15, 20 years later, you got guys shooting threes. It's cute. It's not something I would do. And somebody asked me the other day, oh, Shaq couldn't play today. But you're not paying attention. I am playing today. My name is Greek Freak. Who's the first big guy to take it coast to coast? Oh, you don't remember? Check this play out.
Look at the big guy run the floor. Oh, yes.
I play just like Greek Freak. Take it off the glass, high percentage shots. I shoot a 3 every now and then, so I would actually love to play in this game. It's less physical. I would bring a little bit more physicality. I would bring my length, I would bring my athleticness, and I'd be Greek Freak. So before you say Shaq can't play in this era today, I'm already playing. My name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, however you pronounce it.
Very few players, if any, have really had a significant skyhook. And why don't they learn it?
The reason that young kids today don't learn how to shoot hook shots is because everybody is so enamored with the three-point shot. So the kids, they don't want 2 points. They don't want to work with their back to the basket. That's not cool. They want to go out there in the stratosphere and shoot 3-pointers. I didn't think that worked for the longest time. That did not work as solid basketball strategy. But now, when we have a time, when you have people like Stephen Curry, who can shoot the ball, he can. I've never seen anybody shoot like that. I'll give you an explanation. They showed Stephen shooting 100 3-point shots in practice. He made 92 out of 100 from the 3-point arc, including 77 in a row. This is just practicing, right? So anybody that can shoot like that is on a different plane from all the guys that I played against and the people that I saw when I first started watching the game in 1960. I never seen anybody shoot the ball like that. And if that is the coming talent level of NBA players, they're going to be forgetting a lot about the guys that played in my era and the earlier eras of the NBA, because the talent level of the guys playing now has really risen. But they're not teaching the young kids how to score in the paint with their back to the basket, and therefore they don't. A lot of them don't get to learn the hook shot, and they don't get to realize that if you get close to the basket, a lot more of your shots will go in.
There's not that many great centers, and I'd be Michael Jordan in this era.
Jerome's has them all. Shop now during our premium.
It's definitely changed the way that teams play, the way everybody wants to spread the floor. Most big guys now, instead of posting up, they want to get out there and shoot threes. And you look at all the big guys, Embiid. He's definitely one of them. He spent the majority of his time at the 3-point line, where when I played, we were mostly in the post. We post up, we may go out to 16, 17 feet, shoot our shots, myself, Hakeem, David. But now, Porzingis, those guys, they're all 3-point shooters.
I'm not a big fan of that analytics thing. I know it's new to the game, but my whole thing is, say, for instance, you say Reggie Miller's in the last couple of years, he shot 39% as opposed to 44 from the 3. Now, you telling me we're prepared for this game. If he gets a last-second shot, are you as a coach going to tell me just because of the analytics says, well, he's shooting worse than he used to shoot? Are you going to give him that shot?
That left-hand corner.
I'm still not going to give him that shot.
Right.
You're dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not going to give him that shot. I got to play him as a player.
I think there are two different things that are going on here. Us as players who have gone to basketball school, been educated in basketball school since you were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, playing for different coaches, different programs. You got a 20, 25-year education that you bring to the table. So when you talk about the eye test, you have really been educated in the game of basketball. Now we have a group of individuals who have come into our game who haven't gone to the basketball schools that we've gone to. And when I mean the basketball schools, I'm talking about the coaching, the training, the playing, the hours of films that you've had to watch to have this education and institutional knowledge that you can really look at a basketball player and critique it, analyze it, without necessarily having to go to a stat sheet and see and tell you what that means. Others outside of basketball, because they want to come into basketball, have said, okay, the on-the-job training that all of us have had over the last 30 years in this business, they're saying that we can take this piece of paper and say, Shaq's going to catch the ball on the left block 17 times, and because he catches it 17 times, he's going to only make 8 shots, so forth and so on. So therefore, they're saying we take all the emotion out of the game, when really they're not taking the emotion out of the decision. They're taking the intelligence out of decision, and consequently, it's eliminating the on-the-job training that we've all experienced. We all knew that the stat sheet for us, we can all manipulate the stat sheet at any point in time we want. So when I came into the game, the big man dominated. And the criteria was if you got X amount of rebounds, it was weighted. If you shot a certain field goal percentage, it was weighted. So you shot 60% from the field. You shot 60% from the field. But all the offenses were geared around big men. So you shot closer to the basket. I shot 45% from the field because most of my shots were 18 to 20 feet away. So consequently, the stat sheet didn't tell the true story about my field goal percentage and your field goal percentage. So little guys, we had to adjust our game and try to get rid of this stat sheet because we could never be MVP of the league or be the best player on our team because the criteria and the measurements that we were being judged by, they didn't fit the little guys. So the little guys were out of the league, and the 6'9" point guards start coming in because they can get closer.
We really want to be honest. It's about people validating unwarranted knowledge.
But you know what a lot of this is too?
Some of it.
It has to do with a lot of our sports leagues too. And you look at this as football because this is huge. It's all about fantasy football.
Yeah.
Fantasy basketball now, as well as baseball. It's for the guy, Joe Blow.
And the video games.
And the video games sitting at home that really doesn't have that basketball knowledge or schooling as Isaiah is talking about, and saying, how can I be a part of the conversation?
You know, we were coming to the game, and there was no way we were going to play against you. You weren't going to play for 45 minutes and have 2 fouls. It just wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to play the game for 45, 40. The best players now very rarely get in foul trouble. And when they do get in foul trouble, I very rarely see a point guard come down and say, oh, see, Webb's got 3 fouls. I know I can get a basket off him because he don't want to get up that. He want to pick up that 4th. They never go back at him. So consequently, the strategies of the game, the offense, the way the offense are being run, you know, it's just totally different. So I think the chess that we used to play in basketball, we don't play chess anymore. We
checkers.
just play checkers.
These guys, you see it every night when we're on television. Guys will have fast break. They won't even go to the basket. They spread out. They get behind the 3-point line.
It's
Look, I'm not who's shooting.
There's so many more 3-point shots being taken is because obviously when we all came in the league, it was different. It was big guys. It was Shaq. It was Hakeem. It was David. It was Mutombo. It was Smits. I think it's a direct reflection of it's just no dominant big guys in the league, which means you're gonna space everybody out and you're gonna try to run around and kick it off with 3-point shots. You don't have anybody, not very many guys you can throw it to and say, all right, go to work. Get everybody in foul trouble, go to work. We'll be ready when we get it. You don't have it.
I agree, but I disagree in this part. To me, being a guy who shot threes, and especially in the latter part of his career, it's allowed guys who can't play to stay in the league.
Yep.
Because if you just can be a specialist. When I first came into the league, you couldn't be a specialist. There were far and few guys who were just a defensive guy. Maybe there was a couple of those, and then there was guys. But even the shooters were basketball players. They still could handle it. But their best asset was shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could just go to a shooting machine and stay on it for 3 hours, and you might get a job.
If Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem. But Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss?
He's saying if Michael Jordan played today, he said 50. Let me ask you, how many points a game would Michael Jordan average if he played in this league, this style, the way they play now?
10 more than his highest year. So I think his highest year is like 35, 36.
I think he's averaged 37 one year. Hembo will get us that. I think he averaged 37.
10 more than that, based on what you just said. Yeah. The game isn't as physical, okay?
Then he's not that far from right. He'd be close to 50. I think he averaged 37
right?
one year.
10 more points based on free throws and the ability to not only be dominant mid-range, but also he'd be a knockdown 3 shooter. So 47.
I don't think these guys are capable of doing this in the era that we played in or Michael Jordan's era. It was too tough. It was too tough of defensive purposes, and just the players that they played against was a lot, focusing on trying to shut this guy down, teams trying to shut a guy down. I don't think, guys were capable of putting up these type of numbers.
When I first thought about, do we put enough emphasis
or too much emphasis on stats. At first, I was like, no, because if we did, why don't we always come back to like Wilt's numbers?
Right.
We never like bring that up. Like he averaged 50 points, 20 rebounds, and he's never in that discussion for the GOAT.
Well, he was the tallest person.
I mean, he can't help when he was born and what era he played in. I mean, he can't fast forward. I mean, all the records, it's like everybody's constantly chasing Wilt.
Right.
But we never mention him as the GOAT.
I actually think in today's game, Kobe probably could score 100 points.